Today we're taking off to a country known for Hollywood glitz, natural wonders, wild inventions, and jaw-dropping diversity. That's right, we're heading to the United States of America, from the world's largest ball of twine to a lake that's pink, from alien conspiracies to presidents who wrestled bears. The USA is packed with stories that are funny, weird, and 100% real. So buckle up for another amazing video, because we've got 50 amazing facts about the USA that'll leave you saying, "No way, that's true? Let's go." Fact 1. The USA is home to the world's longest cave system. Deep beneath the hills of Kentucky lies Mammoth Cave, a sprawling underground labyrinth stretching over 426 miles, the longest known cave system on Earth. Inside, you'll find towering chambers, ancient rock formations, blind cavefish, and even prehistoric Native American artifacts. And believe it or not, explorers are still discovering new passages. Fact 2. The current U.S. flag was designed by a teenager. When Alaska and Hawaii were on the verge of statehood, 17-year-old Robert Heft from Ohio designed a 50-star flag for a school project. His teacher gave him a B- thinking it was unrealistic. But guess what? His design was selected by President Eisenhower and became the official U.S. flag in 1960. The teacher later changed the grade to an A. Fact 3. Alaska has more coastline than the rest of the U.S. combined. Alaska's jagged edges, sprawling peninsulas, and icy shores total more than 33,000 miles of coastline, more than California, Florida, and every other state combined. It's not just big, it's colossal, and home to glaciers, fjords, and the northern lights. Fact 4. There's a town in the U.S. called Boring. Boring, Oregon lives up to its name, kind of. It's partnered with Dull, Scotland, and together they hold an annual celebration of all things weird, witty, and wonderfully ordinary. The towns have even coined the term Boring and Dull Day to unite quirky places across the world. Fact 5. Wyoming has more cows than people. With just over 500,000 residents and nearly 1.3 million cattle, Wyoming is the undisputed cowboy country of the U.S. That's about 2.6 cows per person. So if cows could vote, it would be a bovine democracy. Fact 6. The Internet was born in America. In the late 1960s, researchers from the U.S. Department of Defense created ARPANET, the world's first computer network to use packet switching, the foundational tech for today's Internet. The very first message ever sent was simply "Hello." They were trying to type "login," but the system crashed. Fact 7. You can mail a coconut without packaging in Hawaii. In Molokai, Hawaii, you can grab a coconut, scribble an address and a message on it, and drop it off at the post office. No box, no envelope, just pure tropical vibes. And yes, they will deliver it across the world. Fact 8. Tornado Alley is no joke. The USA sees more tornadoes than any other country, with over 1,000 per year, most of them sweeping through Tornado Alley, a central belt including Kansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Some twisters have winds over 300 miles per hour, strong enough to toss entire houses like toys. Fact 9. Mount Rushmore isn't finished. Those colossal faces of Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln in South Dakota. They were supposed to include torsos and more detailed backgrounds. But due to funding cuts during World War II, the project was abandoned mid-carve. Fact 10. The Liberty Bell's crack has a mysterious history. No one really knows when it cracked. Some say it happened the very first time it was rung, while others say it cracked during a celebration of George Washington's birthday in 1846. What we do know, its iconic crack has turned it into a symbol of freedom through imperfection. Fact 11. The Empire State Building has its own zip code. Located in the heart of Manhattan, the iconic Empire State Building is so massive and busy, it has its own zip code, 10118. With over 1,000 businesses operating inside, it's practically a vertical city. Fact 12. Americans eat over 3 billion pizzas every year. That's enough pizza to cover 100 football fields every single day. With New York's thin crust, Chicago's deep dish, and California's experimental toppings, pizza in the U.S. isn't just a food, it's a way of life. Fact 13. There's a town that renamed itself Truth or Consequences. In 1950, a small town in New Mexico changed its name from Hot Springs to Truth or Consequences, after a popular radio quiz show of the same name offered to air its anniversary episode from any town that would adopt the name. The town still celebrates Truth or Consequences Fiesta every year. Fact 14. The U.S. has no official language at the federal level. Despite being an English-speaking country, the United States has never declared English as its official language nationwide. Some states have made it official at the state level, but at the federal level? It's a linguistic free-for-all. Fact 15. Yellowstone is the world's first national park. Established in 1872, Yellowstone set the global precedent for preserving natural wonders. Spanning 3 states and boasting geysers, hot springs, waterfalls, and roaming bison, it remains one of America's most treasured landscapes. Fact 16. The American dollar has hidden symbols. Take a close look at a $1 bill. From the all-seeing eye atop a pyramid to the mysterious number 13 repeated multiple times, U.S. currency is full of symbolism linked to Freemasonry, unity, and founding principles. Fact 17. Las Vegas uses 60,000 pounds of shrimp every day. It's the shrimp capital of the U.S., oddly enough. Despite being in a desert, Vegas casinos and buffets serve up more shrimp daily than any coastal city in America. Fact 18. The Golden Gate Bridge was once called the bridge that couldn't be built. Due to strong ocean currents, fog, and an earthquake-prone zone, many believed the Golden Gate Bridge was impossible to construct. But in 1937, after 4 years and countless challenges, it opened and quickly became one of the most photographed structures in the world. Fact 19. More than 80% of the U.S. population lives in urban areas. Despite its vast landscapes, deserts, mountains, and forests, most Americans live in cities and suburbs, with the east and west coasts being the most densely populated. Fact 20. The U.S. has the world's largest air force, and the second largest is the U.S. Navy. That's right, the U.S. Navy operates more aircraft than most entire countries' air forces. Together, America's air and naval power is unmatched globally. Fact 21. There's a town where it's illegal to die. In Longyearbyen in Norway, people can't legally die due to permafrost. But in the U.S., a similar quirky law exists in Bessemer, Alabama, where dying inside the city limits is technically against the law, though it's not exactly enforced. Fact 22. American football was invented by tweaking rugby. In the late 1800s, college teams began modifying the British game of rugby to include downs, forward passes, and helmets, eventually creating the multi-billion-dollar NFL we know today. Fact 23. There are more guns than people. With over 400 million firearms in civilian hands and a population of 330 million, the U.S. is the most heavily armed country in the world per capita. Fact 24. The U.S. has a secret Doomsday plane. Known as the E-4B Night Watch, it's a flying command center built to withstand nuclear blasts and keep top military leaders connected during global crises. It's rarely seen by the public, adding to its air of mystery. Fact 25. The U.S. produces over 40% of the world's corn. It's not just a crop. It's in your cereal, soft drinks, fuel, and even plastics. The Corn Belt, primarily in Iowa and Illinois, feeds not only Americans, but the global food chain. Fact 26. The Hollywood sign used to say Hollywoodland. Erected in 1923 as a real estate advertisement, the iconic Hollywood sign once read Hollywoodland. It wasn't meant to last more than 18 months, but locals grew to love it. In 1949, the last 4 letters were removed, and it became a permanent symbol of the movie industry. Fact 27. The Library of Congress has over 170 million items. It's the largest library in the world, with books, photos, maps, manuscripts, and even rare items like Abraham Lincoln's pocket contents from the night he was assassinated. It adds 10,000 items a day, making it a living, breathing archive of American culture and history. Fact 28. The U.S. has an official residence with no address. The Vice President's residence at No. 1 Observatory Circle doesn't have a publicly posted address like the White House does. It's heavily guarded, and unless you're on a VIP guest list, you won't be getting an invitation. Fact 29. Route 66 is known as the Mother Road. Running from Chicago to Santa Monica, Route 66 covers nearly 2,500 miles and was once the symbol of freedom and adventure for Americans heading west. Today, parts of it are preserved as historical landmarks, and road trippers still chase that classic Americana vibe. Fact 30. There's a U.S. town named Nothing. Located in Arizona, Nothing is home to, well, nothing. Just a sign that reads, Nothing, Arizona. Elevation, 3,268 feet. The staunch citizens of Nothing are full of hope, faith, and belief in this town. It's become a quirky roadside attraction. Fact 31. The Pentagon has twice as many bathrooms as necessary. Why? Because when it was built in the 1940s, racial segregation laws required separate bathrooms for black and white employees. Thankfully, those days are long gone, but the extra restrooms remain. Fact 32. The U.S. is the birthplace of jazz, rock, and hip-hop. From New Orleans jazz to rock and roll in Memphis to hip-hop born in the Bronx, the U.S. has been the cradle of musical revolutions that shook the world and redefined generations. Fact 33. There's a town where the sun doesn't rise for 2 months. Barrow, Alaska, now called Utqiagvik, experiences polar night. The sun sets in late November and doesn't rise again until January. The flip side? In summer there's sunlight 24/7. Fact 34. The first man on the moon was American. In 1969, Neil Armstrong, an Ohio-born astronaut, made history by becoming the first person to walk on the moon. His iconic words, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," were broadcast to over 600 million people worldwide. Fact 35. The Statue of Liberty was a gift from France. In 1886, France gifted the Statue of Liberty to celebrate America's 100 years of independence and to honor the friendship between the two nations. It arrived in 350 pieces and took 4 months to assemble on Liberty Island. Fact 36. U.S. highways numbered odd and even by direction. Ever wonder why highways like I-95 run north-south and I-10 runs east-west? That's because odd-numbered interstates go north-south and even-numbered ones go east-west. A clever system built for clarity in the 1950s highway boom. Fact 37. The U.S. bought Alaska for just 2 cents an acre. In 1867, America purchased Alaska from Russia for $7.2 million, about 2 cents per acre. Called Seward's Folly at the time, it turned out to be a gold mine of natural resources and strategic importance. Fact 38. Americans consume 100 acres of pizza a day. Yes, that's 100 acres of pizza every day. That's equivalent to roughly 75 football fields covered in pepperoni and cheese, a true testament to the country's love for this Italian-American favorite. Fact 39. The U.S. has the world's tallest roller coaster. King Dakar, located in Six Flags Great Adventure, New Jersey, rockets you 456 feet into the air at 128 miles per hour. That's taller than the Statue of Liberty, and it drops you back down in just 3.5 seconds. Fact 40. The U.S. owns thousands of uninhabited islands. From the remote Pacific atolls to tiny islands in Alaska and the Caribbean, the U.S. controls a surprising number of uninhabited islands. Some are wildlife refuges, others are historical naval outposts, and a few are still disputed territory. Fact 41. The U.S. once had a president serve for just 31 days. William Henry Harrison holds the record for the shortest U.S. presidency. He delivered the longest inaugural speech in freezing rain without a coat or hat, caught pneumonia, and died just 31 days after taking office in 1841. Fact 42. The CIA has its own museum, but you can't visit. Located at the CIA headquarters in Langley, Virginia, the CIA Museum contains artifacts from real spy missions, like disguises, gadgets, and code machines. But it's closed to the public for national security reasons. Fact 43. There's a city with more cars than people. In Los Angeles, there are more registered vehicles than actual residents. With its love for driving and long commutes, LA has earned its reputation as the city of traffic jams and car culture. Fact 44. The first American university was Harvard, founded in 1636. Harvard University in Massachusetts predates the founding of the United States itself. It's older than Newton's laws of motion, and its alumni list reads like a who's who of American leadership. Fact 45. The national animal of the U.S. is the bald eagle. Chosen in 1782, the bald eagle symbolizes freedom and strength. Ironically, Benjamin Franklin thought it was too lazy and wanted the turkey instead, but the majestic eagle won out. Fact 46. The world's largest office building is the Pentagon. The Pentagon contains over 6 million square feet of office space, enough to house 23,000 employees. Its corridors span 17.5 miles, yet it's designed so you can reach any office in under 7 minutes. Fact 47. Americans celebrate more than 10 National Food Days a month. From National Pancake Day to National Cheese Pizza Day, Americans love food holidays. Some silly, some serious, but all delicious. Fact 48. The U.S. has a town where you can't own a car. On Mackinac Island, Michigan, cars have been banned since 1898. Residents and tourists get around via horse-drawn carriages, bicycles, or on foot, giving the island a charming 19th century vibe. Fact 49. There's a post office at the bottom of the Grand Canyon. Phantom Ranch has its own tiny post office at the base of the Grand Canyon. Supplies and mail are delivered by mule, making it one of the most remote post offices in the country. Fact 50. The U.S. is one of the most culturally diverse countries on Earth. With more than 350 languages spoken, every major religion practiced, and people from nearly every nation calling it home, the United States is a true melting pot of cultures, customs, and cuisines. From breathtaking landscapes and unbelievable oddities to hidden historical gems and jaw-dropping records, the USA is full of surprises. Which of these fun facts did you already know, and which one blew your mind? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this journey across America, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The Knowledge Hub for more fascinating videos. See you in the next country.